welcome back. I hope you're doing great. So this is the month of November, and during this time, in most of the universities, this is the end of the semesters and the time for semester examinations. So for the students, we can cover some topics. So today, in this video, we will cover the topic tour itinerary. Tour itinerary, the word itinerary, it is pronounced itinerary in English. It is an English word which means the route of a journey or a tour. So it is the proposed outline of one. As we understand, it is the route of a journey, the route you will follow. So it can be initial or the final. So initial itinerary, as the word suggests, that it is the itinerary you propose, it is the route you propose. So when there's only talks going on between the buyer and seller, you prepare a tangible plan. The route you decide in the initial stage of the talks, that is in initial itinerary, and the final one is the one for which you make all the arrangements and it is final. Everything is booked and you have decided the dates, days, everything. So the final one will have all the essential information from the assembling point, departure point, days of departure, that is the date will be there along with the day and timings. There will be duration, that it is 3 night 4 day or 4 night 5 day, 6 night 7 days. So night comes before day, that is how we write it. And then you will be given information about the any legal requirements, any documents required during the tour, any features of the destination. There goes a commentary along with every destination, every attraction. So a detailed commentary goes on in the itinerary. And you will be in this, it will all the also the optional activities will be mentioned, and meal plan will be there, AP, CP, MAP, whatever, or even these special plans, Jan food, this food, that food. So everything will be mentioned in the itinerary. So it's a document that shows the sequence of activities of a tour. It is the proposed, it is the journey, it is the route of journey with all the information from day to day. It has to be chronological. But why do we need an itinerary? First of all, we need an itinerary because it is the deciding factor. Otherwise, tour is just an imaginary thing. You are paying in advance for that, and it is intangible. It is just experience based. So, how will you decide between various tours, various packages? By looking at the itineraries. The itinerary which suits you best, you will choose that. So that's why itinerary is very important. It is the deciding factor for the buyer. It provides the buyer an assurance that he or she will be provided these things, these activities he will do, these services he will be provided with. So this is the assurance factor for him or her. Otherwise, we all know that tourism is a risky business. You are paying in advance for things you have not seen, right? So it's a risky one and it is intangible one. But an itinerary is the part that completes it, that complement this thing, because by looking an itinerary you can be assured, you can decide on, and it maximizes your time because the person who has prepared the itinerary has the best knowledge about the destination, about the attractions, about the distances, about the time it takes to travel between 2 points. So an itinerary will maximize your time. You can use your time efficiently if you are given a schedule to follow. Otherwise, if you are not good at time management, and of course, at a holiday and at a new destination, you will need a person who can manage the time for you. So that's how an itinerary can help you maximize your time to ensure smooth and hassle free travel, because you are following a schedule and everything is arranged in advance. So an itinerary will make it smooth and hassle free for you. By looking at your itinerary, you can even decide what items you will require during your tour, because there will be mentions about any outdoor activity, indoor activity, any party, any destinations, commentary, there's a religious place, and as per that you can decide your clothes. It will have a commentary about the weather conditions, so you can choose your clothes as per that. Not only clothes, you can also decide how much cash you will require during the tour, because it has mentions about the inclusions and exclusion things. If there's any fees, any fee about any entrance fee you have to pay. so you will decide your cash as per that. Any shopping which is excluded, so you can decide about your clothes, you can decide about your cash requirement, expenditure requirement during the tour by looking at an itinerary, and it is the tangible part of your tour. You know in advance what you are paying for, which otherwise is not possible in tourism. So travel itinerary is basically a marketing factor for the firm. You must have seen itineraries published on the websites of travel agencies. There's It's a brand factor for them. One best itinerary can distinguish you from the others. So that's why it's a brand. It talks for you. It's a marketing factor of the firm. So a travel itinerary is a marketing factor. It's a sales kit, right? It is a legal document of agreement because both the parties have agreed. The travel agent has shared with you the itinerary that these things he or she will be providing you. Then you can question him or her if there's any changes in the plan. So that's how it is a legal document of agreement between buyer and seller, and it helps deciding the cost of operation of a tour. For a travel agent also it helps because he or she can, right, like arrange, do arrangements and decide the cost of the tour by looking at an itinerary itself. How he or she will make the costing, we will discuss in the later portion of this video. So it's also a cost. It also helps deciding the cost of operations. It provides all the detailed information and cautions required for a tour if there's any instructions, do's and don'ts. And it provides flexibility. It helps prioritizing your need and ensure nothing is left because the person who has made the itinerary in consultance with you has prioritized the things which you for you are priority, and also he or she has the best knowledge. So an itinerary is very important. So these all these points talks about the need of an itinerary. Moving on to the next section, which is about different types of itineraries. So we can distinguish itineraries into various types. First one is general itinerary or ready-made itinerary. As the word suggests, it is for all. It is for a wide variety of clients. So it's an open itinerary. You will land at any website of a travel agency and the itinerary there will be published is for all. So it's for group, it is for everyone. It is not prepared taking in consideration your personal needs. It is best suit for all. So it is aimed at maximum number of people. So it is aimed at a larger market segment. It is not made in keeping in mind the personal choices of the clients. It is for all. It is aimed at marketed at the wide variety of clients. So while preparing a ready-made itinerary or the general itinerary we call it, travel agent should consider its capacity, market, marketing strategy, competitors policy, future company policy, pricing policy, etc. So in package tours, this is about package tours, that there's package which are created for best suitable for the wide variety of clients because it takes cost to prepare itinerary. So we can not have itinerary of every kind. We should have one itinerary that suits all, and that is a general itinerary. That is a ready-made itinerary, the first kind of itinerary. Second kind is of course the personalized itinerary or the tailor-made itinerary, the opposite of general itinerary or ready-made itinerary. In this type of itinerary, specific client needs are met. Their needs, their interests, their suits, their so it is just like a tailored, specially designed thing for you, specially designed package for you. So in this type of itinerary, the personal needs, personal choices, interests are taken care of. So it is tailor-made itinerary. It is made well in well consultation with the buyer. So that is personalized one or tailor-made one. So what many companies what they do, they have a general itinerary which a person can choose, then he or she can make it tailor-made, the person he or she can personalize it as well. However, there are general itineraries which are having the specific departure points and departure dates, so you will have to adjust to them. So that is general itinerary, and it is cost friendly because many a times it is based on group tours, like a biking expedition starting November, spiti expedition starting this December. Dates are 23, 20, 30, 30, like that, 3, 23, 15. So dates are fixed, days are fixed. You just have to buy them. You don't tell them your personal needs. So that is a general itinerary for you. And the specialized one is when when you are consulted, you are asked your choices. You are asking for a ghost village tour of Uttarakhand, the abandoned houses, abandoned villages. So it's a specialized one, or a skiing package. So these are for you, tailor made for you. So that is a personalized one. We can also distinguish them as group itinerary or special interest itinerary. So these are same things. Group, that is aimed at groups. There's group members, 15 groups, 20 group, 7 group. So group leaving this state, on this state you can join. These many seats are vacant. So this type of advertisements you must have seen. So that is your group tour itinerary. These are prepared for the groups, and we don't know who will be the companion during your tour. So if you're buying a group tour itinerary, then comes special interest tour itinerary, that is aimed at any special interest, can be adventure, spiritual, honeymoon, road trip, women's special tour. So these are special interest tour itineraries. As the name suggests, it is for the special interest of the clients, of the customer. Then travel itineraries type can also be based on the uses for whom they are prepared. For example, tourist itinerary is for the use of tourist. So it's in a tourist itinerary, the information will be as per the tourist needs, what they are looking for. So it will have the details of schedules. So it has clear overview of trip, schedule of trip, and dates, cautions, etc. Then you have tour manager's itinerary, the person who is accompanying the tour. So he or she will also be having a different kind of itinerary with the details of the number of tourists and the information about the concerned persons at the destination, transportation, accommodation, etc. And the tour escort's itinerary, tour escort at the destination, he or she will be provided with another kind of itinerary as per his information needs, his requirement, how many people are there, so that tickets, numbers, etc, etc. So the pickup points, so this kind of information will be there. So there's, on the basis of uses, we can also distinguish itineraries, because they can be for a tourist, can for a manager, can be for an escort, for a driver, for anyone. There's skeletal itinerary and a detailed itinerary. Now it is on the this distinguish this classification is based on the structure of an itinerary. If it is showing only the few information about, it's only showing a rough schedule, not a detailed one, it's a rough one, then it will be called a skeletal itinerary or the outline itinerary, because you are providing only the outline of the tour, not you are not going into that in detail. And in the detailed one, you have everything about each and everything. You're not missing on any point. You have a total line of travel. You have a account of journey. You have commentary going on. You have everything: route, destination, who will pick up you, who is going to pick you up, who is going to drop you, where will be your dropping point, what will be your hotel name. So everything will be there in the detailed one. And in the skeletal one, maybe a rough idea, that date of departure, first day, any highlight, second day. So that is a skeletal one for you, which has very few information, very rough idea of the tour, rough schedule of the travel activities. Now, what should we keep in mind while preparing an itinerary, when planning an itinerary? So first of all, you should have a heading, an attractive name for an itinerary, right? So you should have an attractive name for an itinerary. There's a highlight that goes, basically the title of your itinerary, the name of your itinerary. So with the name only you can identify if it's mystical Manali, if it is golden triangle. So these are itinerary names. You can have the best one, the best attractive name for your itinerary. Then you have to show the date and time clearly, and it has to be actually very practical. The date, timing, you should decide. You should test run your itinerary while deciding the date and time, because on specific dates some monuments are closed, they remain closed. For example, Monday, many monuments remain closed. So you should decide your date, time with a lot of clarity and knowledge. And you must draw your special attention to your highlights for every day, like day one. There should be one highlight of your tour, one very attractive thing about your tour. And your itinerary should be broken in parts with paragraphs. For example, if it's Monday, date any date. So one Monday you are writing, then Tuesday you will start with another paragraph. So you should have different paras for different dates. You should break it out. You should not make it look so congested. It should be attractive. It should have as much information about the attraction and activities included in your tour plan as possible. So you should have every information about the destination, if it's Shimla on first day, what you are going to do, along with what will be there, how will be the weather, what are the attractions, by during your journey, what will be your points, where you will stop. So everything you should have detailed information about the attractions and activities. If there's any activity that you can do, you can shop there, you can, so everything you should mention. Use 24 hours clock for clarity, much clarity. You can after 12 you can start with 13, 14. So it should have 24 hours clock, and you should have sufficient time for each highlight. So it should be practical, as I said. It should be practical, that there's sufficient time for everything you have mentioned. It should not run, it should not be impractical. It should have realistic times, realistic duration for everything. So it should have sufficient time for each thing, and it should be logical. Of course, it should be logical, it should be chronological, what information you require after reading this. Remember, you need to save your client traveling time and cost. So you should also keep in your mind that you will offer him best, the efficient thing. You will best him or her the best thing. So you will cut his or her time as well as cost as well. Try to finish each day with a special highlight if possible. So there should be an excitement factor every day. It should not be boring one. So for every day there should be some highlight. If there's nothing, for example, today it's just the check-in. It's just check-in today, and it's the whole day was into traveling. So you can create a highlight for that day as well, that it's going to be a there's going to be a any traditional dresses and photo shoot we will do in the evening, or can be a highlight of the day is the dinner, special dinner, any special dinner with a live musical performance, etc. So you should try to have any special thing every day. Even if it's whole day traveling, you should try to include something unique for that day as well. So there should be special highlight for every day. And distance must be realistic. This we already mentioned, that the distance, if it is 100 kilometers, it should be 100 kilometers in your itinerary, and it should look like that you will travel 100 kilometers. So you plan things like that, and how much time it will take to cover the distance. So you should keep it realistic always, and never make promises in your description that you may not be able to keep. For example, some things are not in your hand. They're not. For example, if you have prepared an itinerary for Shimla and you are mentioning there that you will have you will spot snow. So but we don't know when it will snow. So you should make it like that if you will be lucky you will spot fresh snowfall, because this is the month of December. But you cannot promise, you cannot say it with 100% definite, like it's going to 100% likely to happen. So it's not like that. So you should provide them with options. You should provide them real description of everything, that you will enjoy a glorious sunny day at the beach. So if it's not sunny, what if it rains? So you should provide, if it rains, we will do this thing. If it will be glorious sunny day, we will do this thing. Like that also can go. Or if you will be lucky, you will experience this. So that's how it is. The information should be realistic and should be proper. There should not be fake promises that you will not be able to keep. So you should avoid them. So these are the points you should keep in mind when planning an itinerary. And the content of itinerary, from where you will take the content. I said commentary will go on with every destination, that Shimla is a beautiful place, it's a British heritage, colonial British heritage with structures. So from where you will take this information? You can take help of internet, you can take help of government tourist offices, brochures, or airline railway timings about the date, departure, etc., guidebooks and magazines. So you should consult these resources for itinerary planning. For example, your pickup timing should be according to the timing of flights, or there's Volvo buses for the long distance. What are the timings of the buses from Delhi to Manali? So as per that, you should decide your itinerary. You should keep the information, you should have the realistic information. You can take the information from these many resources. So we have various resources from where we can copy things, or we can take information and plan your unique one. And the content should be clear. You should be clear to the point. So it should be like that person is hungry for the tour. It should make him or her hungry for the tour. It should raise his appetite, right? So you should use those words, use such things that he is immediately ready to travel. So you should decide your content like that. So it must, however, leave the client wanting to travel. In order to discover the destination for them, give them just enough information to whet their appetite, right? So how much information they need, you should give them with your itinerary. And don't use the word like etc. in your itinerary. What etc.? So you should not have you should have it clear. If your itinerary is for 5 days or more, you can include one day at leisure, but be sure to suggest a variety of things to do on that day that would match the client's profile. For example, if you have a long itinerary, if a person is coming for holiday for a longer period of time, you should give him or her one day for leisure, that is one day for his or her own choice, of his or her own choice, that he can decide on, that it will be a day of leisure for you, and you can pick up from these many options to do a shopping, to spend the time beside a beach. So these things you can suggest him or her from. So it should not be fixed for one day. So you can do things like that. And you should be clear about the accommodation, transportation, attractions, and activities the tourist is paying for. So you can mention the name or hotel. If it is not booked or it is not sure, you can provide them options, that you will be given a hotel with the third star, 3-star category, 5-star category of this type. So you should mention them. The best is you mention the name of the hotel along with the services, along with the standards, everything. So how you prepare an itinerary? First of all, research other tours. Look at the others, what they are offering. Take some ideas. So this will help you develop ideas. This will develop your ideas about the tour. So you should read itineraries for other travel agencies, other organizations. It's a helpful exercise because you will have an idea now. From then, after that, name your tour. You can name your tour. As we said, we will have a highlight. We will have a heading for your itinerary heading. So you should decide your name of the tour, then map the duration, frequency, and departure. This you will do in consultation with the tourist, right? From here, where they are wanting to travel from. For example, X Delhi. If they are asking you an X Delhi package, it will start from Delhi. Delhi, right? Assembling point or departure point from where it is beginning. So X Delhi if it is, or if it is X Mumbai, if it is X Manali. So that is how you will decide the departure point, your everything with consultation with your client. You will decide when will your tour depart, where it will depart, when will you return, and where will be the departure point? Will you offer accommodation pickup? Everything you will decide in advance, whatever he or she needs, and list the major locations and tour highlights. Where will your tour travel to? Main locations, main highlights. If there's a highlight of a dance festival, highlight for every day, you should have one highlight. Today's highlight is a local village. Today's highlight is local dressing. So anything, but that should appeal the client as well. That should please him or her as well, right? So you should research your tour content and draft the commentary about any destination. If it is Shimla, how it is, how is the weather, how is the flora, how is the fauna, what was the history, what is the culture, what are the main points. So you will find out this content and draft the commentary for every day, for every location, right? Any activity, any attraction, any entrance fee. Now you will organize the suppliers. You will organize the suppliers, organize the accommodation provider. You will provide every information to the accommodation provider, the hotel, that our clients are looking for this type of room, this type of meal plan, this type of food, right? Veg, non-veg, etc. And this type of things. You can ask the accommodation provider for any special service. If it's a birthday, you can arrange a birthday cake for the client. So this will go on. You will organize this with your accommodation provider. First of all, you will look for if there's the rooms available for the dates you have discussed, you have decided with the client. So you will coordinate with the accommodation provider, with the suppliers for meals, uh, for driver, for road transportation, for pickups. Now perfect your timings. As we already discussed, on days many monuments remain closed. So you should decide your timing, perfect your timing, how much distance it will take to travel, where you will stop, everything. Then test drive your itinerary as well. It is best recommended that before actually offering it to tourists, you should make some dry runs of your itinerary, because that's how you will make sure that the timings are right, you get the timings right. So you can invite some people from the some knowledgeable people from the industry to prepare, to give you some comments to do a tour. So you can test run your itinerary before actually making it for the tourist. You can test run, you should always actually test run your itinerary to make it a final. For example, this is one simple short skeletal type of itinerary, that is the heading of the title, the name of the itinerary is the Mystical Manali itinerary with 3 night 4 days. Now dates are tentative, and you are, so this is how it goes: day 1, then day 2, day 3 with another paragraph, day 4 with another paragraph. For day 1, information about arrival, who will pick you up, from where he or she will pick you up and transfer to the hotel, and how much distant it is from the airport, details about the hotel, and what you will do rest of the day. So the highlight for the day is arrival and local. For day 2, it's Solang Valley. So after breakfast at hotel, visit to Solang Valley. It's beautiful valley. No, so it's the commentary. In fact, it is very short. You should make it detailed about every information about Solang Valley. What are the activities there, and who will pay for these activities, etc. Dinner, stay. So information about where you will have your dinner, your lunch. So if it's a meal plan is MAP, you can suggest the client, the tourist, some options for the lunch outside where you can have lunch. Day 3, the highlight is Manikaran. Day 4's highlight is local sightseeing and departure. So these are the headings for the days, and we can make it more attractive by including very attractive things, the highlights, etc. So we have also mentioned the inclusions, that it includes accommodation for 4 adults and 2 kids with age mentioned. MAP, that is, it is only providing you 2 meals a day, all transfers, sightseeing, right? And then you will also mention the policy, cancellation policy, payment policy, etc. Inclusions, exclusions. So this is a sample itinerary. That is how an itinerary looks like. We can have domestic tour itinerary, of course, for the domestic destinations that you are not leaving the country. Inbound for the foreigners, for the person outside of our country, they are coming and visiting our country. So this is for the international tourists who are coming. So this is your inbound tour itinerary. Then outbound itinerary is created for the domestic visitors who go abroad. Then comes special itinerary. This is designed for any specific package, can be your adventure package, your spiritual, yoga, wellness, so any special needs. Rural, agri, ethnic, space. We have now space tourism or any night sky view tours, volunteer tours, pro-poor tours, armchair tours. So we have various itineraries, various special interests of people. So an itinerary made for the special interest will be called special interest itinerary. Inbound itinerary will have the details about the international travelers, their pickup, they are representative. There will be outbound itineraries. So these itineraries will have different types of information, of course, because you will require different types of documents and different types of services. So we can distinguish an itinerary based on these themes as well. Now, what is a tour program? So tour program is basically whole idea how you program or arrange or design tour services to make a package to be sold on a single price. So it is basically a general term used in reference to a touring event. However, you can program your things, you can add any special fair, special festival, special event in your package. Then that is the idea how you are arranging the things, how you are designing the package, how you are including the services into it. And itinerary, as we discussed in detail, it is about the information you require, the activities you are going to perform in a chronological order. It has every detail. It is a schedule to follow, right? It is a schedule of a tour, and tour program is the whole idea. What are the services, what are the product package which you are paying on a single tour cost. So we have 8 P's of marketing, right? Price, place, promotion, etc., in which comes one which is programming. It is arranging the customer oriented activities, for example a special event, festival or activity, so that customer spending or length of stay can be enhanced, or to add some appeal to the package you make it better by including something special to it. So that is programming actually. So tour program is how you arrange things together so that it can appeal the buyer, so that it can attract the buyer, so that it can increase his or her spending or date, timing, etc. So that is what is the difference. Now coming to the costing part. So costing is the total sum of the cost. How you cost? First of all, you will have to decide the cost. There's two types of cost now: fixed cost and variable cost. Fixed cost, they remain same, is irrespective of number of bookings, how many packages you're selling a month, a year, it doesn't matter. So for example, for an office office maintenance, the building, the infrastructure, the table, the desk, the computer, the software, the staff salary, the incentives, and training expenses. All this is fixed. So incentives, of course, it comes with the performance. If you are meeting the standards, meeting, then you provide incentives to them. But all other things, they remain same. So this is fixed cost for you. However, variable cost is as per the package sold. Hotel, ticket, transportation. All this depends on number of packages, number of customers. So we have two types of cost basically. Fixed, that doesn't matter how much marketing you are doing, how many packages you are selling, how much sales is happening, that remains same. Your building infrastructure, your stationery needs, your light, electricity bill, all these things, the one-time investment on the software package, on website designing, on, so all these things are fixed. Their cost remains same irrespective of the sales. However, variable cost, that varies as per the number of packages being sold. So that is your variable cost, types of packages, hotel, transportation, etc. So we have different elements to tour cost. First of all, accommodation, that can be different for the different types of rooms. If it is from luxury segment or budget segment, the meal plan, if it is just BB, that is bed and breakfast plan, or it is an AP, all meals included, or it is modified American plan, breakfast with a dinner, or it is a European plan, or it is a continental plan. So all these things decide the cost of the accommodation for the tourist. What are the service types? If he is asking for a buffet service or a room service or a table service, table d'hote, right? So a la carte. So these things will decide the accommodation cost. Accommodation cost is subject to room type, hotel type, luxury required, special request, a sea view room, a mountain view room, room with these many facilities. So these things matter. Then comes transportation cost. It includes transfers, all the transfers from hotel to airport, airport to hotel, air tickets, bus tickets, anything. Then comes sightseeing and activities. For example, entrance fee to a museum, to a park, to adventure activities, charges, tickets, and sightseeing cost. For example, a day, sightseeing for a day with this this vehicle, the car, cab, or it's a van, or it's for a group, a bus. So these things matter. So there are various elements to a tour cost. Administrative cost, which we already said, is fixed cost. It doesn't matter how much sales is happening. The accounting, the things you pay to an accountant for his monthly keeping records of the accounts, the software you buy, the salaries, the incentives, the trainings you provide to your staff. So all these things are not changing. They are not subject to the number of packages being sold, the amount of sales. It doesn't matter. So these are fixed cost for your agency. Then comes marketing cost, for example advertising, sales, promotion, etc. Again, it's fixed, you decide it for yourself. Research and development, developing new products, developing new softwares, new itineraries, trainings, procedures, and softwares. You are taking an extranet, you are licensing with others. So all these things, miscellaneous direct and indirect cost there can be. So there are so many types of cost. We have variable cost, that is varying as per the customer, the total number of sales, the amount of sales, and the fixed cost, which you decide as per your strategy, your performance, your profits, that remain same. Now how will you prepare a cost sheet? We have tariff plans. that is in the form of table. For example, you have a company, you run a company, you run a hotel, you can have your tariff plan as per different season beginning on this date to this date, then different types of rooms, different with different meal plans, so you can have a tariff plan of your own. This is in the form of a table, and information about every package, every price is there. Then you can have a tariff plan for different tours. You can have the tariff plan for transportation, ex Delhi, how much it will be, the price for the Volvo bus, the basic price, any price you have, like liaisoned with the service provider, so discounted price, because you will prepare a cost sheet as well. So you can have costs, for example, hotel room as well, single occupancy, double occupancy. So there's different elements to a cost. We can, it is as per the services. For example, hotel, how, which is the category of the hotel? Is it budget, deluxe, super deluxe, luxury, right? Occupancy, if it is on single occupancy, double occupancy with extra bed, extra one extra person, meal plan, if it is EP, European plan, American plan, or MAP. Then transportation, distance wise, you can have from Delhi to Manali. Bus, it will be 700. Air, it will be this much for the train. So distance wise, category wise, vehicle wise, transportation cost. Then cost per pack, single, couple costings are there, group costs are there, group of 15 per person, this much. So these are different costs which are listed in this cost sheet, in this tariff plan we say. And then you compute for the specific itinerary to be told to the customer who is buying. For example, this sample computation for 4 day 3 night, so we have number of packs 4, it is a group, and it is per group price. For example, so they have mentioned the hotel island view, so we are giving AC accommodation with breakfast, it is going to be 1500 per night, right? So for group, so it is per pax, and it is for now for 3 day 3 nights, because we were having 3 nights. For 3 nights it becomes per group this much, right? Airport transfer 300 per pax, and we have 4 pax, so it becomes 1200. Boat station transferred, it is 120 per pax, and for 4 it becomes 480. Now we have day 1, we have tricycle on rent, 3 cycles, right? So 500 per group. We have tricycle on rent, that is per group cost, it is 500. Then we have McQueen entrance fee, then it is 200 per pax, for 4 it becomes 800. So you will have to mention the cost per pack, per night, per day, right? Now you have day 2, we are having a boat on rent, this is for 2200 per group. Then you have tour guide, this is also 500 per group. Then you have picnic lunch, that is 250, it is per pax, and we have 4 packs, that is 4 people, so it becomes 1000. Entrance fees, can gun, we have 300 per pax, and for 4 it becomes 1200. Twin lagoon, we have 200 per pax, for 4 it becomes 800. So this is how you do simple maths, and it has to be separate for per pax and per group. And this is how you do for the day 3 as well: boat rent, tour guide, entrance fee, banana island, everything. So from hotel to transfers, right? Transportation, any boat, any tricycle on rent, anything, you are mentioning each and every cost. So an itinerary will help you deciding the cost, and this is how you will decide the cost or the price for the tour. Now it is being offered to the tourist. This will be a package 22,230 per group, and it will be 5,558 for per person, if you want to compute for the per person. So this is how you prepare a cost sheet, simple cost sheet. So it has to it so now this is as per the cost sheet they prepared. Now in the cost sheet they already add their margin, the margin they will have, the things they are paying to the service providers and their own margin, and they will include any fixed cost, any pricing, any strategy, any software, any building expenses, etc. They are included in that. So it is actually a very important thing to do, how you will decide the cost sheet for your company, that on the basis of which the salesman will be calculating the computing the cost for the price for the tourist. Now price is what the tourist will offer, how much tourist will pay for the things, and cost is that you include that how much is the expense for running a tour. So this running a tour will include the variable cost, the number of tourists and their special needs, plus the fixed cost you have kept in mind, that you will pay for the furniture, you will pay for the software, etc. So this is a type of cost sheet. That is how you are computing your cost price for the tour, right? So we have this type of room type, single bed. On single occupancy you will pay rupees 1850, but on double occupancy you will have 2150. For different types of room: elite, royal suite, presidential suite, right? And for extra bed you will pay 350 if there's one extra person and you are, so then you will pay 350, right? Plus information about any luxury tax, any complimentary things, any checkout, and any information about the payment policy, that is credit card, master, visa, MX accepted or not, and which currency is accepted. So these are types of plans tariff plans for the hotel X phase C. And these are package cost: 6 nights 7 days Kerala Prime, you have 2 night Munnar, 1 night Kumarkam, 1 night houseboat, 2 night Kovalam. You have adult, based on two adult, you will pay for budget package. You will have 16,900 for standard, 17,000 for deluxe, for premier, for luxury. Based on four adults, you will pay for four. There's 14,300 per person. For six, based on six adults, if it's a group of six, then you will pay 13,300 per person. So this is how it is. You will have the cost sheet, you will have the tariff plans, and you will compute the cost per person and per group. Simple math, simple sum and multiplication. So this is cost sheet of goshaltravels.com. Arrival at Ranchi, you are paying for AC car transfer, it is to the hotel 600, right? For sightseeing of the day one, you are paying 800, and hotel it is 3800. Number of packs must be there, meal plan there, period, right? So this is for the first day. Second day it's sightseeing by AC car 1000, 200 for ticket charges, hotel prices same for all days. Then come, this is also the way you can prepare your hotel cost sheet, that is by making different columns for transportation and hotel and their total, and then day wise. Sightseeing for day 3 it was for 1500, for day 4 it was for 3000, for day 5 it was for 1500. So this is total price, grand total, any admin charges, any markup charges, any service charges, right? So this is your total price for the tour. Now why, for this preparing this whole itinerary, you need information from the client, you need feedback as well, because feedback helps you improve your package, improve your services, that what is being liked and what is not being liked, which you can improve further in future. So you should, first of all, dates, you should coordinate with the client to check the availability, there's rooms available at those dates, there's prices, total number of packs, and with age, budget, which kind of service type they are asking for. There's different luxury segment, budget segment, and hotel and transportation, duration of the tour, and there's miscellaneous information. There can be special food, special religious food they want, any service request, special request. So all these information will help you design the package best suitable for the client, and the feedback will make it, if after the tour, if you ask for the feedback, then it will help you improve your package, improve your standards, and that's how it is. And the best itinerary, which is a best itinerary, the one which is unambiguous, that is clear words are used, there's no confusions, and it is providing a brief summary of the sites and the cities that the traveler will see. And don't bloat the itinerary with too much information. Try to keep it to the essential, what is required. Just keep that much that serves the appetite, that keeps the appetite. For example, the information should be the much they require, not extra, not less. So it should be appropriate. You can instead provide link for further information, because if it is too lengthy, the person will not read it, or people will avoid looking at your itinerary. So it should also look attractive, as well as have enough information for enough for his like hunger, how much information is needed for him or her. So you can also give recommendations on restaurants, which type of restaurants are there, and you can try them, what type of services they offer, and local customs, do's, don'ts, you should must mention. And it should not be hectic. There should be realistic distance and activities to cover in a day. We have a limited time, limited hours in a day, so don't over plan. Just keep it realistic, keep it practical. Only much you can actually execute. Don't plan too much. Plan only which you can execute. So test run your itinerary. That's how you can improve it. Test run your itinerary, and must check for any local or political event. If there's a local fair or a political gathering, avoid that day. Simply avoid that day for the tour, because it can make hectic for the tourist. If there's jams, if there are traffic jams, then it's not a good thing to do. Recheck days and dates for any closure of monuments, museums, and sites. Check the weather and guide about the clothing. Ensure flexibility of the tour. If there's one thing which changes, you should keep your plan B ready, right? Provide, if there's raining outside and you were planning for an outdoor, then you should have an indoor thing to do, if right. So you should always have plan B. Provide full details of hotels, stops, destinations, timings, contact persons, etc. And provide the copies of itinerary to all, from client, operator, guide, and driver. So there's different types of itineraries for different people in the business. So you should make an itinerary for everyone, so everyone should know his or her timings. So it should coordinate. So you should always check the feasibility of an itinerary. This you can do by organizing FAM tours. FAM, which is short for familiarization tour. You can ask for your own employees or any bloggers these days, bloggers or video loggers, or any travel agent, or any journalist, or any travel enthusiast for a fam tour. You can organize it for them. That can also be a not only a test run, but also it will market, because they will talk about it. There will be word of mouth, and it will actually help. So you can have a feasibility check of an itinerary by test running it. You yourself go on that itinerary first and try check it if it is good, or you can ask your colleagues, your any people from the industry, any journalist, any travel blogger, any travel writer, any travel content creator, or anyone, any influencer. We have various influencers these days, so you can send them on a familiarization trip to learn firsthand about the location, airline, etc. About the first feedback you will get about the itinerary, and from that you can improve on. and you will have a feasibility check. For an itinerary, you will have to have linkages with various people, airlines, domestic and international airlines, tourism associations, cultural and entertainment organizations, Ministry of External Affairs for documents, etc., visa, government, Department of Tourism, educational institutions, banking companies for forex, etc., foreign travel companies, your insurance companies, tour wholesalers, tour. You will have so you will have to coordinate with all of them. The transporters, the hoteliers, the excursion points. For example, because it's a composite product. Tourism is a composite product of all accommodation, attractions, ancillary services, right? Accessibility, etc. So you will have to coordinate with them, make a liaison with them, and you will actually enjoy the special rates with them. They will offer you special rate because you are providing them business in bulk. So linkage is actually required with various service providers so that tour runs smoothly as per the decided itinerary. Timings, pickup, drop points, they are communicated accurately to the tourist, to the operator, to the concerned person. Hotel availability is pre-checked, it is already booked at the time of check-in, it is actually available. So you have to coordinate with the hoteliers in advance and make it available. You should confirm it that if it is available or not. Then you will have to send the copy of itinerary to everyone involved in the running the tour. There's special itineraries for everyone, so you will actually have to liaison with everyone. So these are the people with whom you will have to liaison: all the tour wholesalers, service providers, foreign currency exchange, etc., etc., ministries, cultural entertainment organizations, tourism associations, etc. When you're introducing your new itinerary, it involves a lot of research and planning, but it has become convenient these days because we have so many services like Google Maps, email, telephone services with with which we can confirm, we can communicate, and we can make a new itinerary. But in the past, it was very time consuming process. People actually involved in checking the distance, liaising with the service provider by actually visiting the destination and actually visiting the service providers. Now you can communicate with them over a FaceTime, over a telephone call, over an email as well. So you will have to actually coordinate all these people to make a new itinerary, and it involves a lot of research and planning and test run, the feasibility check and marketing, of course. So it's just like launching a new product. First of all, you will have an idea, then the idea screening, concept development and testing, marketing strategy development, how you will develop the marketing strategy, business analysis, product development, test marketing, and finally launching the product in the market. So new itinerary involves a lot of cost for designing an advertisement. There's uncertainty in the business. Will the consumer accept? This is the question, of course. Will consumer actually accept your tour? And liaising with the new service providers, it will involve your time, your cost. It will make make you indulge. So because you have no customer reviews available, so it will be very difficult for you to make a new itinerary. You can actually go and check the itineraries of different companies by simply visiting their websites. And for example, we have SOTC, we have Travel Deals Finders, we have Cox and Kings, we have Sita Tours, we have LPTI. You can actually visit their websites and look for their published itineraries, inbound, outbound, and domestic itineraries, and check how an itinerary looks like. So this is the homework for you. I hope you enjoyed this video and I hope you learned about itinerary, the concept of itinerary in travel and tourism. That's the end of the lecture. Thank you. Have a great day.